Good evening and welcome to the Cultural Language Arts Network podcast, episode 2. I'm your host tonight, Manny White Eagle. We are recording live at the basement of the American Indian Center studios. We're here tonight with young Kitto, a local rap sensation from the Twin Cities. Yep, he'll be talking to us about his musical career and whatnot. But anyway, we are replacement of our live drum and dance programming in person. Due to the rise in Corona, COVID cases, we've decided to go virtual and switch our programming to a podcast. So here's our second guest, young Kitto.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Ruben Kitto Stately. I'm a Dakota and Anishinaabe artist here from the Twin Cities, and I go to Augsburg University. I graduate on May 4th this year. I'm super excited. I've been recording and writing music since I was 11 years old, and yeah, I'm 22 now, and so it's come a long way, and I got a long way to go.
Oh yeah, well you've done a lot so far in these young years, but basically when you were starting and starting to rap and all this and that, and I know it was like a couple artists we would all listen to, like the mainstream, Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, that kind of group. But who were your favorite musical influences growing up when you first started?
All right, so this is kind of interesting. I actually was on the Native Lights podcast, and I talked a lot about this, but I got to take it really early. So I was born in July 2nd, 1999, and 2 weeks afterward was LCO powwow, and so I was 2 weeks old, camped out at LCO powwow with my mom and dad, and I grew up on the powwow trail. So I seen Indians making our traditional music or powwow music. And then my dad, when we'd be in the store, he'd play a lot of songs from Buffy St. Marie, Buddy Redbow, Jackie Bird, the Red Bull Singers, and then powwow singers too, as well. Things by John Trudell, and then Keith Secola. I don't know, just all these people that are super classic to me. In any way, so I got to see from a really young age that Native people don't have to. The way that we make music, it can come to us in many different ways, but it's up to you, like how you want to put it out back in the world. So I listen to Native people sing on a drum, but I also listen to them play a guitar and then like sing or whatever, So anyway, with that being said, neither of my parents listen to hip hop. So I had no reference to like what hip hop music I should like or whatever. So I was actually on my own. And so in 2007, Akon released the album Convicted, and it just had a lot of hits on it. Yeah. So all them songs came out, and I was like just super, like, I just like this sound. I like the low end. I like how it makes me feel, like hip hop has its own spirit that comes with it. Like it just and then my experience being like also urban and whatever, just in this time, it makes more sense that I liked hip hop when I first heard it. So anyway, there was that. And then I got really into music also from GTA San Andreas. And so that kind of influenced me to listen to like the West Coast artists.
Oh yeah.
And then I had YouTube. And so in 2011, I was like on YouTube looking at older artists from that time. So anyway, a lot of those people influenced me, but I think the most influential rap artist would have to be Mobb Deep, but specifically Prodigy, the rapper who passed away. So he influenced me the most as like a writing lyrics rap artist.
Gotcha. I noticed that was really interesting and cool how you also mentioned like your dad's music, what he would listen to, as well as yours, and how your parents had no reference to like what rap was or hip hop or none of that. So what was like your first time stumbling upon like that genre of music on your own? Like,
yo, actually, I think that my first time, my sister was playing like some tunes in the car. And so I listened to like one of the All Eyes on Me by Tupac.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, Mom and Dad, never listened to this. Like, what is this? And she's like, oh, this is called All Eyes on Me. And then she played another album, and I was older, like I probably was like 11 or 12, but she was playing like the Blueprint 3.
Oh, Jay-Z.
Yeah. And I was like, in what's that song? Like Death of Autotune.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, dang, this is fire. Like Like, and so anyway, I think my sisters kind of put me on too,
Oh, okay.
for sure.
Yeah, that H to the Izzo from that Jay-Z, that classic early 2000s Jay-Z was really influential on a lot of people our age and stuff. So I know we talked about like who your favorite influence was. You said Mobb Deep. That's kind of an OG, like,
Yes,
90s bass rapper group. I think they're East Coast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're from Queensbridge.
Yeah, New York. But I was going to ask you, so I know who your favorite influences, but who's your favorite rapper now? And also, since you mentioned it about, how we're like in two different worlds at the same time of like our contemporary music that we like now, as well as powwow music. Who's your favorite powwow drum?
Ooh.
The hot seat.
Alrighty. If I gotta name my favorite rapper from so I mentioned Prodigy.
Of all time too, like right now.
Of all time?
Living or not living no more? Who's your favorite?
If I'm okay, I already named Prodigy, so I'm gonna name someone different. If I had to name somebody different, it would be Nas.
Ooh, okay. Stillmatic.
Yes, sir. I really like
Nas.
He's
a great lyricist for sure.
I think his he's just impeccable when it comes to like really taking in bar for bar. And then, I feel like he's just like a thorough wordsmith for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was too bad when he went against Jay-Z and all that, and we had to pick sides as kids.
Yeah, I wasn't a kid then, bro. That was gone by the time I was a kid. I'm younger than you, bro.
We all listen to rap at different times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, yeah.
I was looking backwards, so like I found out about that super late.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, so I noticed you got some gear too with you.
Yes, sir.
I was repping. That's awesome. Even on your hat too, if you want to show everyone.
Huh?
On the back of your cap there?
Oh, it's just my Dakota name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's not merch. That'll be like for sale or nothing like. Man, we all wanted one.
That's so they know.
That's just a one of one for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. But what about this here though? Your hoodie and
this right here, Kitto, youngkitto.com, YUNGKITTO.com. I got this in red and gray. Then I got stickers and stuff, CDs and whatnot.
Right.
Bing bong.
Oh yeah, and then you got your beaded medallion here too, your lanyard.
Oh yes, sir.
Is there any way we can get like beadwork like that if we wanted to?
Oh yeah, if you really wanted to, you could go to Woodland Indian Crafts at the Indian Center, 1530 Franklin Avenue.
Hey, that's East. Where we're recording from. So anyway, with the whole like pandemic and stuff going on, how did that change like things up for your career? I mean, as far as like going to venues and like concerts and all that, and because like a lot of like the restrictions going on, you couldn't even like really go anywhere. So
yeah,
how did that play a role in like your career throughout the past like year or so?
I actually took it as a time to slow down, and not in a way where I'm going to slow down my passion for it. It's just that all of my favorite things I could do, I can't do right now. So I really wanted to release another album, actually like right when the pandemic started. But I was realizing that if I don't know when I can perform next, I don't know when there's a next powwow, and I don't know when I can even see people in real life. That's the best part of making music, is that you can sell it in real life or give it to people in real life. And then you can like see it in live action, like what people think or whatever, So without that, that part is imperative to my process, and the way that I make music and stuff. So I don't know. It's just, to me, it gave me a time to be like, all right, I'm gonna really lock in and like figure out what I want to make, what I want to do, and what kind of artist I want to be. So I don't know. I took it as a time to slow down a little bit, but it's picking back up though. And I don't know. I feel like it also has been a like really good time of growth for me as a person and as a young man and whatnot. It also gave me like perspective to like what's really important to me, what's also important to me, and what are my priorities, as just a person and an artist.
And what did you find out those to be?
I hosted like a family like Dakota language table.
Oh, nice.
When the pandemic started, because I wanted my relatives to be able to talk to each other,
right.
In our native language.
Oh,
so
cool.
I like try to do that, and that was pretty good. We did it for probably like 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Okay.
And we kept it up. It was every day. Like
every day. It wasn't just one day a week,
or at least 5 days a week, something like that. It was we took 2 days break.
That's that dedication right there. Yeah, we have a language table here at our program, but it's only like one night a week.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a mission, 5 days a week.
Yeah, because it would be like 30 minutes to an hour of like you talking with your family. So I would just make something that we don't want to talk about.
Right. Well, that helps,
Yeah.
keep the conversation flowing all like organically and naturally and whatnot.
Absolutely. So. Things that parents really say to their kids, things that kids really say to each other.
Right.
So it was pretty cool. And it was also just good to engage with like my own family.
So I know your latest album, I have it in my car actually on, in the player, but how many CDs have you made so far?
Man, I made a few CDs before I was older.
The one with the watch is the one that I got.
Yeah, so that one's the real deal. That's the only one that's really official right now.
Right now, he says.
Yeah, right now, because I got the second one. It's pretty locked in. I wrote through all COVID. I was writing. I just wasn't recording because I record in the studio, and I just didn't trust that I was gonna be like safe, like with my health there, like my well-being because of COVID. And then also, I don't know. I just
is there a home studio?
No, it's like a recording studio. A lot of people record there.
Right.
So that's what I was worried
about.
You. Yeah, a lot of people record there.
I see why. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then people have parties there too. So I was like, no, I wasn't trying to do it. So now though, it's kind of becoming that time where I'm gonna lock in again.
Oh, okay. Gonna get some studio time in before just being low key.
And then also when I record, I memorize the whole song before I start recording.
Oh, okay.
So when I come in, I've made a really good relationship with the guy. We have good chemistry, and his name is Rico Tech Birch. And so when I come in, he has the beats for me, and then I start recording it. We play it back. I don't know. Him and I have just recorded so much together. Like I'm memorized before I even walk in.
Right.
So yeah.
Shout out to Rico helping you out.
Yes, sir. Shout out Rico.
Let's see if we have some comments here. It says, "What's the name on the hat?" If I could also too, I just want to make a gentle reminder to please sign in on the link attached to there. We're gonna have a raffle at the end of the night. Just want to make sure we get those sign-ins in if you're watching us here. But yeah, we had a question here. It says, "What's the name on the hat?"
Yeah, my name on my hat is Maza Adidi, Maza Adidi. That's my Dakota name. It's actually from the 1800s. My great grandpa 4 generations ago, that was his name, and that's a name that I got as a kid, and it can mean many different things, Yeah, as a Dakota speaker, like people will or I've gone places where people will say what my name means in Dakota, but I told my grandpa that once, like, oh, someone said my name means this, and my grandpa was like, no, your name means walks on iron.
Walks on iron?
Walks on iron.
Oh, yeah. Walks on iron. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
So my grandpa was like, nope, your name means this. And that's kind of how it goes, though. Like, there is a lot of interpretations when we speak English, but your family knows what your name is or whatever. So
as far as like your family knowing and as you knowing like what the language is and all that, and like being in this world too, is there a way that like you almost put like your language into the rap when you're rapping like that?
Yeah, sometimes on this album, especially, I'll be rapping in Dakota.
On this new one or the one?
On the new one, yeah. Oh. On the last one, I have the title of the album is Know the Name. On my last album, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and all of those places. But and SoundCloud, and then
SoundCloud. Follow them on SoundCloud.
Yeah, my largest music catalog is on SoundCloud. So if you go on SoundCloud, Kitto, I got all my music on there. But for that album, the title of it was Know the Name, and I knew that was going to be my first album stepping out. I wanted to make an impression. So on that album, the title name song Know the Name, I speak Dakota in the beginning, and so Kitto Makiapiro Maza Adidi Miero Damakota Kakantuan Himacha, and whatever. I just talk about. I introduce myself pretty much, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we got here. Came in another comment on the thing here. So how old were you when you started writing music?
Yeah, when I started writing music, I was 11 years old.
Yeah, I noticed too. So like when you start rapping and you get into it, really about the song, like do you have any things of inspiration, what you prefer to write about, or just what comes to mind, per se, or?
Yeah, I feel like my feelings in the moment really determines what is gonna come out, and sometimes I actually have realized this year I wrote a song and I wrote a song called Superstition, and I released it on Spotify, Apple Music, and iTunes. And so that song, I remember writing it, and in the moment, I was like, I was really feeling it in that moment. But then, like you grow and things kind of come and go or whatever. I feel like all those moments, like hard times, they pass, So I remember my headspace at that time. So I'm listening now as I'm like 3 months away from that time in my head and in my headspace. And now I'm like, oh, that made a lot of sense for me to say it like this. I wouldn't even say it like that now, but in that moment I immortalized like how I felt in that moment. And like, that's how it lives now,
Right.
So anyway, there's that. But also, I don't know, real life is what influences it, like my first album too. I talk about riding in a lot of fast cars or whatever. I talk about things that I really wanted. At the time, I really aspired for something different. I really aspired to be, native Jay-Z or something. I really aspired to be, I rapped about girls and stuff and whatever. And I rapped about like things that were important at that time. I was 17, 18, and 19 when I made that album. So it's like really like fitting, like all the things that I was talking about. But I also mainly, I feel like the story of that album is me being like, yo, I'm on a come up. I dream of something and I want to make it happen. This is how bad I really want it. And this is what I want. And so like that album kind of came out like that. But I ended that whole album with one song called Dear My Future Son. And I think that one's the one that kind of really shaped me as an artist and really challenged me as an artist to even write and produce. And I think I left it on a note of like, this is where I'm going as an artist, and I'm growing. I got bigger things on my mind, and certain things are like, this is what's really important to me. This is my last message on the album.
Right. And I think when you, on that track specifically, when you brought the piano in and, all the instrumentals, and like it provided a sense of emotion too, like what you would see like on a sad commercial or some point.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it brought the realism of like, what you would want for your culture and yourself too. I like that track a lot, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that one's the one that took the most time and thought, like it
came from the heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Came from the soul.
And I got other songs too that on this second album, I feel like I really brought that. I feel like what happened was I started being this mature version of myself, or this growing version of myself, and I was really talking to myself about what's really important to me, or like what kind of mark do I want to leave, or things like that. And so that's kind of the trajectory of the second album that starts on the last song on the
It kicks off from that last track.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's about to get real then.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're all excited for that one. So next question here we got from our audience back there. They want to know, who have you collabed with so far in your musical career?
Who have I collabed with so far?
That could be like in person, like at a venue or on a track, maybe that you were featured on, or.
I've collaborated with a few artists. I have a song. I actually have a few people that I want to make collaborations with too.
Oh, tell us.
So I
if
really
they're listening right now.
Yeah. I really want to collaborate with Jada Lynn. She's a really amazing singer. She's so talented. I'm always wowed when she performs. I also want to make songs with Jada Brown. I want to either like rap and they can sing, or I wanted to like make the production like
that. Jada can sing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. both of the people I just mentioned, they can sing like really good. Destroy Casman, he's from Arizona. He's Dene, and I really want to make music with him. For a long time coming, I really want to make a song with Chase Manhattan.
Chase.
Him and I are good, like
hustle tribe.
Yeah, we're really good, like businessmen together. We're always around each other, and as a kid, he's actually one of the. I actually don't give him enough credit. He's one of the really big reasons why I became a rapper, because when I was a kid, like you don't get to see, I don't know, like he was a living version of something that I was like, I could become that. I could do that.
Well, I think we both like remember him growing up, through the powwow trails, actually like selling his shirts and music outside at the venues at the powwows. And
before he was selling shirts, bro, I seen him like here in this place. I like grew up here, like in Minneapolis. So I'm like, I was just like, bro, he is tight, but like I could be like that. And it was really important to me that I saw somebody, go out and get it. Like, and then even still today, like the way he's divested his business, you know, he's not just a rapper.
He's also a sales. He got his clothing line, and
he's running an enterprise, bro. I've never seen no native artist run an enterprise like him. And so I'm, you know, it's just like for him, I really want to collaborate with him because of all like symbolically what it means to me, you know, and how I used to look up to him in that way. And now I've grown into being a peer because I worked my way here, you know.
Rapping with your role models.
Yes, sir.
That's the only way to do it. So do you have any like future collabs lined up with anyone at the moment, or Chase if you're watching?
No, I'm super open. I actually in the past I've been really against collaborating. And
why is that?
And that wasn't because of you know, like not getting along with others or anything like that, but I was against collaborating because I really enjoy my piece and I really enjoy my own headspace. You know, when artists collaborate, something that we got to do is in a good way, you know, there's a perfect word and I can't think of it right now, but we got to like compromise a little bit, you know, we got to like
combine,
we got to walk and meet each other in the middle. Like what is
coexist?
Yeah. What is my sound sonically and your sound sonically? How are we going to make this come together and harmonize?
Right.
You know, like, and then even as just rappers, like that's kind of difficult sometimes, you know, especially if you don't got chemistry like that, or you don't know each other. It could be difficult. So
it's all about how you say it, not, you know, it's all about what they heard, not how you say it, is what I've been told.
Yeah.
That plays a big role in everything. Communication can ruin a nation.
But now a lot of my headspace has changed. I think that there's nothing but growth that could happen from collaborating. You know, that's me speaking as like when I was 17, 18, and 19.
Didn't want to share back then.
I didn't want to share a bag. I didn't want nothing. I was like, how am I going to perform a song if you're not there? Like, right. I used to be on that too. Like, I'd be like, oh, I want to like perform my whole catalog. You know, I want to be the one man army. That's how I really felt too.
Right.
My first album, it was 14 tracks. I made 9 beats on the 14 track album.
So you made your own beats too when you were rapping? You didn't borrow any beats from like any other? Cause I know like like a lot of mainstream rappers too, they'll like borrow like what's hot around in the moment right now and do their own version on that beat. Like Lil Wayne, No Ceilings, like his like all the No Ceilings like series was other rappers' beats. So you make your own beats like 100%?
Yeah, so on the album I tried to, and then I was like, it sounds too similar. So me as critiquing myself, I bought beats from other people and I wrote to their beats. So the only 4 songs that don't is that song that I had with Easy De Niro. I don't remember what that song is called.
Is that the one you guys had the music video?
Oh no, not that one.
I can't find that one on
iTunes. I made the beat for that though.
I love that one.
Moonwalking.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say anyway. So the songs with the one song with the feature on it. There's 2 features on the whole album, and that's my bro. I've been bros with him since I was 12 years old. So he's the only person that I collaborated with for that first album.
Is that Rob De Niro?
Easy To Niro.
Yeah.
So he actually really helped me get into making music when I was starting.
So he'll be on the next album too as well then with a couple tracks? Yeah,
maybe.
Okay, okay.
But Stuart James. I'm such an idiot, bro. Stuart James is somebody I collaborate with. I made a really good song with him. You guys should tap in. It's on Spotify, Apple Music,
SoundCloud.
iTunes. Yeah, SoundCloud. It's called Lost With You. Lost With You. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, I'm probably gonna collaborate with him. I'm gonna collaborate with my bros from Detroit. Yeah, like Southie and whatnot, other people too. But
Chase.
Yeah, Chase, and you know, maybe some local cats, maybe some cats from Red Lake. You know, I got a song with Baby Shell. I got probably something coming with Thomas X. You know, I'm trying to get it too. You know, I'm trying to get locked in. So I'll see who I collaborate with.
So they'll be on the new album, or is the new album already like produced and like spoken for, and you're already set to like start moving those albums?
Yeah, the new album, I actually there's room for some second verses or open verses. We'll see. I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be good for my sound too, to get some people who compliment it.
Right. Yeah, I think if you and Chase were to team up or something, Chase has like that aggressive like rap tone, and you got like that spoken tone too. I feel like that would be kind of cool just to get the 2 different, you know, types of flows in there. That'd be really awesome on that same beat.
Yep.
And got some comments in here. Let's see. Oh, they're egging you on, Kitto.
Oh, what they want to hear me rap?
They do.
Yeah, they came. They want to see a show, huh?
They came to see the show.
Yeah. Do you guys want to hear something on the album?
Give us a quick what is it, a 16 or
yeah, 16. Blow up the chat. Type 16 and I'll spit something for real.
Yeah, everybody type 16, and the more we see you type 16, we'll get in there.
Yep. Can we do a collaboration with Jesus? Yes, sir. I want to collaborate with Jesus. Somebody reach out to him.
Oh, he tagged him in there.
Yeah, reach out to him. I want to collaborate with Jesus for real.
Oh yeah.
And then also some of the bros, like some of the I'm not gonna name them because but some of the bros, man, they got songs from me, and then they're supposed to write their verse. So anyway, there's big collabs I'm supposed to do, but
we can't speak about that yet.
Yeah, I can't speak on it until it's real.
No, we can't talk about that yet.
I got something for the next album.
Oh, you do?
We got time. Should I rap something?
Oh yeah, we got time.
So anyway, this song is for the next album. I don't even know what I'm calling it yet. So you guys are getting a good one. But this song, it goes like this. Yo, this is a story about white men in a strange land. First to meet red nations and shake hands, fleeing oppression with their escape plan, pursuing profit and they're plotting to take land, boarding school, forced assimilation to our nations who had their own languages and ways of prayer taken. Took this language from my grandpa. They took it from my daddy too. My people lost their freedom in 1862. Yeah, urbanized my people to assassinate our character, colonized Turtle Island, Yukon, North America. They want to keep my ancestors in the background. It's 2021 and we ain't going back down. And yo, we're healing now. It's only up from here. So how many generations till the coast is clear? Pain, trauma, and oppression, 500 years. But soon as we free our minds, then we know the end is near. Blessed to have our people who carry tradition. Follow my intuition. Unlearning has been my mission. Decolonize my habits for my future son and daughter. Only die with honor if I live life as a martyr for my people. Ooh. So put my ashes at Badote, Chanku, Dute, Chedan, Mawanite. Now our people living homeless on our own land. Manisho to Makochi, I won't leave the homeland. Hiya, Damakota, I can never be a pacifist. Free Leonard Peltier and all my native activists, risking their freedom for our people most affected. We walk with our ancestors, so we're well protected. I'm native, not American, colonizer, so arrogant. Ooh. Thick braids and good genes is all that I inherited. I suppress my trauma, got some things that I won't feel. They suppress my history to make sure that we don't heal. Will Kiksuye, I will Unihan for all my brothers gone. Never walk with fear, walk Bekute, Hematahan. Protect your pipeline, send troops and load your guns. Fist thrown or bullets flying, will never run.
For the street. That was awesome.
Yes, sir.
So in your personal life too, I know that you've been doing the whole college thing besides rapping on, doing your main grind and all that.
Yeah.
But being that you're almost near graduating, right? And that you are a native artist, what's the message for the youth that are watching right now? I know we got some youth over here watching, so
yeah,
what would you tell them?
I would tell any native youth, whatever you dream of or aspire to, it's your responsibility to go get it. And that might look like college and it might not, it might look like a trade school. It might look like, beading and making an Instagram and selling your beadwork, but you gotta, it's your responsibility. You got one responsibility in this world, and it's to find your gift and your skill set that is inherent in you, some people, maybe it's entrepreneurship, cause it's a new world that we live in, that we have to, we have to walk between two. But how are you gonna, what are you gonna give back to your people, And it doesn't, to me, sometimes we get kind of caught up, it has to look one way. You have to go to college or you have to be so-and-so. No, you could work at if you lived on a res, you could work at the tribal gas station. And kids would see, oh, I could work at a gas station. Oh, I could be anything. You don't have to be an astronaut. You don't got to be, a lawyer. You don't got to be a doctor. You don't got to be anything crazy like that to be someone important in your community. So whatever it is, whatever your skill set is, hone those skills, sharpen those skills, and bring something back to your people. Bring something back to your community. That's
what it's all about, giving back in a way that they can, that they know how. Right.
Yeah. Yep. Take care of you and yours, and then each other.
You would say it's all about being yourself too, and just, doing your own thing and not really worrying about what the crowd's saying. So I know that you made it big already, made a splash in the whole native rap scene and all that. But Like if you keep going at the rate you're going as a fast rate, where do you see yourself elevating in the next couple of years? Where would you want to be at?
You know, I asked myself this as well because, you know, in the next couple of years, I'd really just like to get numbers, and I'd really like to travel. You know, I've traveled a little bit.
You traveled a lot since I've been knowing you. I mean, you went to, I think, what, Michigan? Did you go to Cali already yet to go rap?
No, not yet.
Not yet. No. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit. I just really, you know, I don't know. I just really want our people to dream. You know, I feel like our people have been disarmed from a lot of stuff. Our people were disarmed of their traditional knowledge. Our ancestors were disarmed from their knowledge of themselves, you know, like just their language and things like that. And to me, I think like our people who went to boarding school and came back, you know, they were disarmed of like, you know, having you know, just like their headspace, their healthy headspace, you know, their well-being. So I feel like, you know, our people don't even dare to dream, you know, and that's not even our fault. So for me, a lot of what I aspire to do is that I want it to be like, whatever your dream is, go get it. You know, mine looks like this and whatever.
Just rapping. Just rapping for the people though, too. And like everyone who's listening out there, they hear your message.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude. Okay. So also like what we were just speaking to a little bit ago is like, man, when I was in school and I started rapping, I was 11 years old. It was not cool. Nobody liked it. I was not good.
They didn't like rap, or they didn't like you rapping?
No, they didn't like me, and they didn't like the rapping. But bro, for real. When I was 14, I finally got good. I was listening to Logic. I was listening to Nas and whatever, but I got locked in with some really good lyricists, and my working headspace became finally like good for writing raps. Now when I write raps, I can feel intuitively how many syllables are in the first sentence, right? And then the second. But that was a skill I had to hone. And when you first start writing raps, that it's just not like that. You know, you have to be really thoughtful about how am I going to say this with this amount of time. There's like 16 little measures within a whole bar. And
it's about making it sound good too.
Yeah. And so to me, it's like, it was not cool. I was not good, but I really wanted it. So for years I was doing it. And for some time, bro, I got bullied at school. People did not like me. I got bullied in high school by 3 native dudes. And they were the only other native cats that went to my school.
It's messed up.
And like this one dude, bro, he had long hair and he was the only other long hair in the school. And he was bullying me in the high school.
Yeah, we heard of that about last week too with our hoop dancer Miko Sampson said that he got the same thing. Just no one can appreciate the long hair, what it really means today in culture. Like, and that's pretty sad too that we've been taken back that far to make it like dislike ourselves or pick on other of our own people. You know what I mean? Like picking on our own kind. Like, you know, now.
We actually grew up. We became adults, and he's seen me like flourishing in my community
with your long hair.
Yeah, and he don't have his anymore. And he was like He was apologetic to me. He was like, "Oh, I hated you because blah blah blah. Like it wasn't about you. It was about me." And so he stood on that, and I appreciated that, you know, hearing that years later. But you know that it was not cool to write raps, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I did it anyway. I was getting bullied at school, and I was writing raps anyway. You know,
he was rapping rapping was cool.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to make it happen, and you know, I didn't let anybody tell me any different. And every time they told me something different, I told myself, there's something the matter with you, and it's not about me.
Right.
You know,
well, thank goodness you did that. I'm glad you're still around making hits like that and making fire today.
Yep, man, and you know, and then you know, if you got to slow down, take your time. You know, if people think that they gotta make it tomorrow, and I've never even thought like that. You know,
it's all long term these days.
And then also, you know, I'm not competing with any of you know, it's kind of weird, but you know, you're competing with yourself. All the best boxers, all like these people like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and other people like man, they really be saying like you're competing with yourself. You're not competing with so and so or whatever these other people. You're really trying to be better than the last time you did what you're trying to do. So for me, every time I write raps, I'm trying to be better than the last time I did. And, you know, for boxers, it would be that, you know, like they're trying to be better and better every time they come to the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to work on that quicker knockout. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, well, that'd be good though to see, you know, better than the first album, which that was a really great one. So we're all anxious to see this one. Well, you want to give us a sneak peek from the new album? I know everyone was itching for that Sweet 16 freestyle that was off the charts, but
yeah.
Or can you do that, or are you not allowed to unreleased material?
Yeah, I'm the boss of myself, so I could do whatever I want. But I don't know. I gotta think for a little bit. Oh yeah. I got something else. Well, I got something that's already on SoundCloud, but maybe these people haven't heard it yet. But this is for the next album though.
Okay.
So anyway, so I got this song and it's called Hands to the Sky. I wrote this song after our community responded to the murder of George Floyd.
Ooh.
And so I said, they wonder why I feel the way that I do. I got to get this off my chest. Let me speak my truth. Hey, yo, my dad made money, but my mom made moves. And they say it takes a village. Let me pay my dues. Because my grandpa, he's a veteran. Raised us to be better men. Ruben was my hero, but Elaine was my heroine. Aim in my DNA. Survival is a fight. Next generation stronger. Y'all gonna have a better life. I'ma always kneel for that Star-Spangled Banner. My fist in the air. I'm yelling Black Lives Matter. North side blocks where the Black lives splattered. South side blocks where my people's dreams shattered. I'm indigenous and proud. I'ma say it loud because this mayor needs to make a change. He needs to make it now. We got Tent City. You can see my people downtrodden. Stand strong because you're not gone and not forgotten. Appropriate a culture, mock our ways. With this racist franchise, the white man gets paid. He got taxpayer money on $1 billion stadium. My native folks are struggling and ain't nobody feeding them. Republicans are red and Democrats are blue, but none of them politicians really care about you. I'm centered by my music and it helps me lift my spirit. My soul becomes whole when I know that people hear it.
Hey.
Yes,
so that's
sir.
From the new album.
Yep.
I really like how you stayed relevant within like current topics too, of like, you know, what's going on in the Twin Cities and all that. Yep. I mean, all that stuff got like showcased throughout the world and all that. But to hear, you know, from the artistic point of view, years later about it, still, you know, haunts us to this day. What goes on, you know, a few years ago.
Yeah. So. And dude, that was real. I feel like every native person from here, I feel like, who was like really in their community doing things, like we all remember that we all remember where we were needed, you know, and what was our strength or what did we help with, and how did we support each other, because that was really important for me to see. I heard a lot of negative things, like from people being like, oh, we're so far from who our ancestors were. But really, when I saw all these people come together, like, you know, the super hood folks that I grew up with or whatever, who didn't even come to powwows, they pulled up, and then the super sophisticated college professor native people all in the same place, and we're all native. Wow. And we're all from this same community. We lean on this same community in this native corridor here in on Franklin, and so it's like we all need this place, so we're all coming together.
Right.
And so like that was really important for me to witness, especially as a young man. Like actually it's just a different time, but we are exactly who our ancestors were.
Well, they said we're like the 8th generation now, right? Or we're the 7th still, but I think we're the 8th. Like, but they said, you know, basically like it's our time to step in and start, you know, activism and doing for our causes at the time and whatnot they may be. But we got some comments in here again. So I got a question for you from the audience and the virtual audience. Where did all that excellent self-esteem and self-knowledge come from? They like your swagger.
Dang, no, but that was really well worded. I appreciate that. That's such a good compliment. I don't know. Really, my parents took really good care of me. That's what I'm gonna say about that. And then I'm really close with my grandfather. His name is Ruben Wambadi Kitto, and he's from Santee Sioux Reservation. He fought in Korea. His dad fought in World War I and II. And you know, he's a Navy vet. He fought in Korea. He came home. He went to the University of Minnesota off the GI Bill. He graduated. He was the 12th Native American to graduate from the U of M. And then he went back to the Navy Reserve, or he was in the Navy Reserves, and he got a career. But I'm really close with my one elder, my grandpa. I talk to him all the time, and he's kind of like bestowed upon me a lot of wisdom and knowledge and self knowledge. And then you know, my mom and my dad, they took, you know, they were just very you know, they didn't make me scared to ask them questions. You know, they just, you know, and they were very good role models for me to know how to, you know, be with my relatives, how to talk to people, how to learn things from people. And then they told me about who my people are, what our history is and whatnot. And that fueled a lot of my self-esteem as a kid. I was never, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I feel like could be hard for our youth today, like thinking being Indian is not cool or something. And in my home, man, that's all I knew. And man, that's all I thought was cool. I thought them dudes in Indigenous, the native blues band or rock band. I thought them dudes are the coolest people in the universe. I remember thinking my grandpa was so cool, like it just was always like, man, I just loved being Indian my whole life. So
that's all you knew.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where that comes from. It came from the home.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that it stays with you too, and like you can tell in the way, like you how do you say it? Like represent yourself, like staying humble but staying true to like what you believe in too, as well as
absolutely
what you talk about in your music and whatnot. You're not just saying it just to say it. You actually are living it and stuff. So, but yeah, I like your new merch like lineup that you got going too.
Yeah,
with all like your hoodies and all that. How you rep your native name, and that's your rap name, but you also incorporated the medicine wheel into it as well.
Yep, I made this design. I actually made this design when I was
when you were how old?
Man, I was like 16 when I drew this up the first time.
Yeah,
but yeah, and then I finally did it for real when I was like 19. I got it graphically done.
I was gonna say, when you take the plunge with your logo and just say, all right, we're gonna full send it and just do it, run with it.
I kept using the less quality one, and then I was like, you know what? I keep using it so much, like it feels right. This feels like the real one.
Right.
So
branded yourself.
Yep.
At least you did it with like something that's true to yourself, not just something random, like.
Yeah. It took a long time. I've been making music since I was 11, and I actually tried to go by other names.
I was gonna say, when you were that young, did you think of a different name?
I thought of some
you gotta tell
some
us.
garbage names, bro. I thought of some whack names. No, but no, I actually wanted to. No, I'm not even gonna tell you. Never mind. No, but no, there's other names I came up with, but they weren't good. And then finally, I was like, Kitto is my like I got called that by like the bros, and I was like, that's what they already call me. They call me Kitto now, so I should just like go by that. So anyway, and then it made sense. It's really easy to brand and market when you're just 2 syllables,
Right.
The name before had like 4. And I think like, man, or if you got to type in like 2 names or 2 separate words, it's like kind of like ridiculous. But Kitto, Kitto, like it's quick.
Well, also notice too, you put a young in front of Kitto too.
Yeah, young Kitto.
Is that also what you're talking about? Like kind of like differentiate yourself a little bit, because there's a lot of Kittos out there.
That's just social media.
Gotcha.
My first Xbox name ever was Young Kitto. My first PS4 name was Young Kitto.
There you go.
I just been YUNGKITTO on all those platforms and stuff. And so I wanted to make Kitto.com. Somebody owns it. So instead of getting blackmailed to get it, I just was like, I'm just gonna have to make YoungKitto.com.
There you go.
So I made YoungKitto.com.
And it's still like running to this day, right? People can check in on there.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys can tune in right now.
What do they got on there if they go in there right now?
Man, I got stickers, holographic stickers. Woo! I got albums, and then I got hoodies and long sleeve t-shirts right now.
Dang. Okay. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You got the t-shirts for the summer then, right, too?
Yeah. Usually I do like a summer drop. This is like the winter drop currently.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah, the hoodie looks comfortable for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gildan heavy blend.
That's what it is.
Every time. It's always the comfy one.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to rap.
Yep.
Staying comfy.
Native people are the funniest people to market to. If you sell them something garbage, they'll never buy from you again.
You only get one chance, everybody.
Yep. If you sell them something that's not quality, they won't buy it again. But if you make something that's high quality, they'll appreciate it, and then they might come back around.
Right.
So I make high quality stuff. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, the people want some merch there. All right, you guys gotta check his website, Young Kitto.
Yeah, YUNGKITTO.com. YoungKitto.com. Maybe I can mess with this. Type it in.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, plug yourself in there. He's gonna type in the address to everyone. Oh, someone already did it. Hey, thank you, Eva.
Yeah, thank you, Eva.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I know who that is. Yeah, she's been really supportive. She's from Alaska.
Oh,
Yeah,
all the way from Alaska.
Yeah, she was one of my like fans. She's become one of my bigger fans too. So shout out Eva.
Oh yeah, nice.
Hell yeah.
So you got any travel plans for? I know like you got the album coming up and stuff, but as far as like,
I know that same festival in Detroit that I did last year, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, so yeah, I remember you went to that one last summer in Michigan.
Yeah,
were you an opener or were you like
Southwest Detroit? Man, they had an indigenous music festival.
Hey,
and so yeah, that's Vibes with the Tribes. Shout out Southie and the Bros. Yeah, they host the first indigenous music festival.
I think that poster is still up too at the store.
Yeah, my dad had posters of like the oldest shows I did when I was like 17.
That's what's up. Letting everybody know.
He's just supportive.
Oh yeah. We got 2 more. Oh yeah, 2 more minutes, everyone, and then we're gonna do our raffle. So make sure you get those sign-ins if you just tuned in, or if you're tuned in halfway through. There's a link at the post right here, and that'll be your sign-in. We're gonna do a little raffle here in a little bit. It's for a $20 gift card to Target. So we'll be doing that. Make sure you sign in. So this is our episode 2 here with young Kitto. And while they wait here, I kind of hate to do this to you, but kind of don't feel bad at all. Let's show them some more young Kitto.
Yeah,
I put you on the spot again.
Just rap again.
They want an encore, one more.
Hey yo, I need to feed my soul now. When I go back to the stars, my ancestors so proud. Lean back, spill my heart on the page. Just gather round, spill my soul on the stage. Hey. Hey, yo, I'm from this land of memories. 1862, why should you be my enemies? The sun rises, and then I'm rhyming. Watching my timing, man, I hit the mic, I'm vibing, that's vibrations. How me daku yepi to my nations. Man, I speak this language lost through generations. Racism in my mind is institutionalized. Grew up knowing the lies, a genocidal demise. Continue to scrutinize, I'm living 2 different lives. Opposing worlds collide, my trauma begins to rise. I was taught young, put your culture aside. Still hoping and praying that my heritage would survive. But if I had to choose, I'd reply with pride. Damakota and I'm Ojibwe and thankful to be alive.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
That's that heat. So is that going to be on the album or is that just something you came up with?
Yeah, that was the second verse of that song I already did.
The audience is loving that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Are we doing the raffle together?
Yeah, we're doing the raffle right now.
Raffle. Yes, sir.
Actually, young Kitto, you're going to be the one to spin this one for us here.
Oh,
you spin that.
All right, then.
Rapper's going to pick the show tonight, the winner.
All right. Someone's name's in here 15 times. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I'm just kidding. Do I tap it? Oh, there we go.
It's spinning. All right, young Kitto, tell us who got it. Tonight's winner is...
It's Terry.
Terry.
Is this close enough? Can I see?
Do one more, Kitto.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, you're our first winner tonight. Tonight's second winner is...
What does it say? Linda
Herrera. Tonight's second winner.
Yep.
All right.
All right, there we go.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So when's the album dropping? What's the date on that? Or the ETA, I'd say?
Hey, yo, the ETA is May 4th, the day I graduate. That's also National Star Wars Day.
Yeah,
and that's
May
my
the
dad's
4th.
birthday. There's a lot going on May 4th, and I might drop my album the same day.
All right, we'll be on there to look for it. All right, Kitto, take us out here. Give us an outro and sign us out.
What do you guys normally do?
This is an outro. Sign us up. Say.
All right. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you for attending tonight's episode 2 of the Clan Podcast. Next week, we'll have our world-renowned champion singer, Jeremy Dearly, joining us via Zoom. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful night. Stay safe. All right.